bucks. 20 bucks. You're on the line for 20 bucks. They keep on playing, nobody's paying. No than some nickels and some dimes. Hi everybody, it's Jabor from Montreal. Hi, I'm Maggie, Mrs. Calabash. Come into my kitchen. It's a nasty, rainy day, a real full day. So I've got something to cheer you up today. This is quite an elegant meal. It's my go-to meal when I've got friends coming, or when we had friends coming in, and I can't think what else to do. It's Mahir Jeffries again, one of my favourite cooks, and it's chicken with raisins and almonds, and I team it with cauliflower with potato. And so to begin with, we have to make a paste. And I'm using chicken breast today, cut up into bite-sized pieces. So I toasted some almonds. So to do this, just have a dry skillet, put the heat on, get the pan nice and hot, and just put the almonds on and just keep tossing them. Watch them very, very carefully because they can burn very, very quickly. But by toasting, you bring out the flavours. So we put the almonds in there, and in here I've got garlic and fresh ginger. Now I'm going to say hi to Barb, one of my best friends. She will remember this dish. I made this for my 60th birthday, amongst other things, and Barb has food allergies. And I very carefully took note of what I thought was all her allergies, and I didn't know about almonds. And she got it to there, hadn't got the EpiPen with her, and unfortunately she spent the night in intensive care. So please, if you're making this for friends, just check that they don't have any nut allergies. So I'm going to put the blender on. And this just forms a paste. So can you see, like that, it just forms, everything is blended down, and that all the flavours now come out because all the surfaces have been chopped down. So let's go back to the stove. There's a list of spices for this. So as you can see, I tick everything off. I've got a memory like a sieve. So come over to the stove and let's have a look and see what we're going to do now. I've had to cheat because of time constraint, and I have actually already cooked the onions because I like to cook the onions very, very slowly, and then it brings out all the flavour. So I've got little bits of onion in the fat, in the oil. So look, I'm just taking those out. Ah, there we are. So that's why they're in there. I don't want to get rid of that oil because it's got all the nice flavours. So there's all the ingredients. And so we've already done the almond paste, and I'm going to put the chicken in here. Now, a little oil went on the floor, so I'm just going to put this paper down, because if not, I'm going to go flying. So there we are. And so I'll wash my hands now. I put the chicken in rather quickly and it splurted out. Let's turn the heat down a little bit. just keep moving the chicken around. If you've got more chicken or not such a large skillet, cook the chicken in 2 goes, because we want to get it cooked through. Just keep turning it over like that. I used to make this for the restaurant in France, and they loved it. It was a firm favourite, because very often people would phone up and ask what was on the menu, because the menu changed each night, and sometimes they used to put in a request. I used to have a lot of regulars, and I was lucky because I had, we were only a couple of hours out of Paris, and so there was a lot of gîtes, and somehow or other I became popular with the film and television people, and so they'd have a cottage over there, a gîte over there for the weekend, and they'd be bringing clients, and they had a favourite dish, so they used to ask me to make that for them. It was only a 46-seater restaurant, so I could easily do that. So you can see that this is nicely browned. I'm just going to take that out and put this, if I can get it. I'm going to just turn that off and put the chicken. No, that's no good. There we are. Let's just put this. I want to put the chicken onto this plate or on a bowl whilst I do the rest. With all the juices that collect in the bowl we're going to use. I just don't want to overcook the chicken. But this is a great dish for a party, because you can make it and then put it in the slow cooker to keep warm, and people can help themselves. That's what I normally do with it. So let's turn that back on, and you can see the juices are in there. And so now we've got cardamom pods. Look, can you see the cardamom pods? We need to put those in. Bay leaf. We're going to try and take out all these whole spices when it's cooked. Cloves and cinnamon. There we are. They're just cooking for a minute. Let's just stand back so that we don't get all, it goes all over me. So now let's put the paste in there. We don't want to waste any. And we're going to cook that until the oil separates from the spices. Oh, the smell is magnificent. So this isn't a hot, spicy dish, but it has the flavour of the spices. It's lovely. So let's just pull that up like that. That's cooking. We don't want it to burn. And you can see the oils are separating. Let's turn that down. And now we're going to add some yogurt. And it's plain yogurt. So you just add a little yogurt at a time and stir it in until it's been absorbed. There's no mystery about it. So you've got all these nice flavours mingling. Oh, sorry, Derek said We're having a little trouble with the internet. What's happening, Derek? Is it going in and out?
In and out, but it may be okay.
It's going in and out. So we are recording, so it will go up on the as a record. Now, the onions, as you see, I'm going to put these back in. They're just golden brown. I didn't want them too brown, just nicely golden brown. And these have cooked very, very slowly. That's why I couldn't do it in front of you. I like, as I say, I like to bring out the flavour, the sweetness of the onions by cooking them slowly. And here, I've not added this, some cumin and cayenne. Leave the cayenne out if you don't, it's not very, very hot. It just adds that little bit of warmth to it. And that is the base. And so now we're going to add the chicken back in. And I'm going to have a taste of the, just have a taste of the sauce. To see, it might need a little salt and pepper. I'm not quite sure. Now I've used my own, we're using my own Garam Masala. Mrs. Calabash Garam Marsala. Yes, that needs some salt and pepper. And this is my Mrs. Calabash mix, which is 3 salt to 1 pepper. But it definitely needs, and it all needs cooking now. Oh, that's better. Salt is a flavour enhancer, so it brings out all the flavours. We're going to put the lid on that, let that cook for a little while before we add the cream and the rest of the spice. So turn this off, that's going over there, and this is coming forward to here. There we are. You can get it to this stage if you're making it and put it in a slow cooker and just let it cook gently. That's great if you've got people coming. You can have it in the slow cooker, let it cook all day, and then finish off when people arrive. Or if you're in a hurry, like I am, it takes about half an hour. You'll have a choice with this. It's lovely. Now, this is, let's get this going. I've just got a little oil in here, which I've had heated up. And these are the cauliflower with potato. I've pre-cooked some potato, and look, I pre-cooked the potato and just cut them into small pieces. So you can use potato that you cooked the day before. The cauliflower, these are magnificent, these cauliflower. That's only half a cauliflower. It's Ontario cauliflower, and they have been absolutely fantastic. I like pickled cauliflower, and I strip one, put it in for flowerets, and it was just shy of £3. So that shows you, I've got jars of pickled cauliflower, beautiful. I'm just putting my hand over this because I want it to, I'm going to add, I've not put the raisins in. I want to put the raisins in at this stage because I want them to plump up. Sorry about that. I like them just to plump up with the chicken whilst it's cooking. There we are. And so just put the cauliflower to soak, and this makes it nice and crispy. It's beautiful. Half an hour, drain it well. That's nicely hot. And I've got some cumin seeds, and we want to put those in until they sizzle. not quite hot enough. They only take 3 or 4 seconds, just until they sizzle nicely. And then we're going to put the cauliflower in. The dogs are howling. And we want to cook the cauliflower until it's tender but still crispy. And I like to try, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I try to get the cauliflower so it's got little bits of brown on it. Sometimes I'm munching away at the cauliflower. The cumin seeds add a lovely flavour, and also they do help with the digestion. Oh, oh, excuse me. I've eaten the cauliflower. I've got to go and look at the monitor. Somebody's joined me. Hi, David. David's from BC, and he worked with Derek when Derek was producing Celebrity Cooks, and David absolutely he's a marvel at decorating food. Makes me feel so ashamed. And he's just said raisins plumped in rum would be nice. Totally agree. Totally agree with that. Anything in rum would be nice. So let's go back to the stove. Keep watching, David. So, no, I'm not a food stylist. I'm no way, no how. There we are. That's cooking. Now don't let the chicken boil. We want to cook it, and we want it to be nicely simmering, but not boiling. Just think it's protein, and it hardens when you boil it. There we are. That's actually, this is cooked quite nicely, but it's not got any brown spots on it, not how I wanted it. I should really have put it, thinking about it, I should put it in a grill pan, and that would have been better. There we are. Derek's getting a little bit fed up with cauliflower. I think I've made everything with cauliflower. He said, we haven't got any left, have we? And I said, well, yeah, we've got a little bit left, but the dogs love cauliflower. And so I'm going to add the potatoes to that, because we want to warm the potatoes through. And we have a little, the other dogs are large, but the Cokie is a little Merle Cocker. And he adores vegetables. He goes in the garden and pinches all the tomatoes and the beans. And I caught him this morning in the garage. I've got the cauliflower up on the shelf, and somehow he'd managed to find something that he could stand on, put his paws on the shelf, and he was just about to help himself to some cauliflower. And he didn't get it, needless to say. So I'm adding, look, I've got the potatoes in here, which we want to heat through, and I've got to check. It's cumin, yes, cumin, coriander, turmeric, and a little cayenne into that. And so we're going to stir that all together like that. I'm going to put the top on. Just stir it round like that so that everything is coated. Let's move this. So everything is coated. We'll put the lid on that and we'll do a switcheroo again. So I'm going to bring that forward and put that over there. There we are. Just turn the heat down. We don't want this to boil too much. And that, you see the recipe there, that's virtually made. We're just waiting for everything to cook. And now here we have the spices, which we need to take out the whole spices, if I can see them. The raisins look awfully like the cinnamon bark, but you don't want to eat the whole spices. They're not very nice when you get a mouthful. And we're going to put the cream in. There we are. Take that piece of... There's another piece. And there you see, look, there's the cardamom pods. People don't mind when it goes to the table. You just tell them that it has got some whole spices in and just take them out if you happen to get one. And it shows that it's authentic. Now, sometimes at this stage, and when you've added the cream, sometimes there's some excess fat. It just depends. It doesn't seem to have any today, but if you do have any excess fat on there, then it will separate and come to the top. Just spoon it off before you serve. This is 35% cream. I'm using that because I don't want it to separate whilst now we need to bring this. It will actually come up to the boil. It will tolerate a much higher heat than a lesser percent cream. That's why we use a 35%. But if you don't want all that fat and cholesterol in there, I can see a clove, then by all means use half and half cream, but just watch your temperature. Just make sure that it doesn't boil. You see the cloves are coming to the top. Another little bit of bay leaf. And we'll let that, just let that simmer. Because the longer you let it simmer at this stage, the thicker the sauce will be. There we are. We need to reduce it just a little bit. And the wider the pan, the quicker it reduces. So whilst that's cooking, the garam masala. And this is put in at the end of the cooking to bring out the flavour. Let's just stir that in like that. Now you can serve this with rice. I wouldn't do potato and cauliflower with that, but this served over rice and all the juice sinks into the rice. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so let's just taste this sauce again now. That's okay. Let's just turn that down. It will need a little bit more seasoning. Oh, a lot of people joined me. Oh, it's David. Gibson's BC. He's from Gibson, BC. Yes, David. And he makes burgers with cauliflower, so do I. And also he does cauliflower with caper and basil vinaigrette. That sounds rather nice. But I think we really have got cauliflower out. I have done cauliflower with so many different ways. I've still got lots of recipes on that I've written for cauliflower, so keep watching. There will be more cauliflower recipes. I'll let Derek's tummy have a rest for sort of a couple of weeks. I think he's saying thank the Lord for that. So back over here. This needed a little more seasoning in there. Just a little more seasoning. That is cooked. Let's just check. Yes, beautifully cooked. And so is the cauliflower. So let's serve. This is hot. So let's just put the cauliflower in first. Woo, it is hot. It's an elegant dish, so bring out the elegant pottery. Look at that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I did get some little brown bits after all. There's the cauliflower, beautiful cauliflower. And having the potato with it gives it a different flavour. So here we go. Let's just wipe the table. And I've got a casserole to put this in. So let's put that over there. Now these handles don't get hot, which is rather nice. So now we just need to wipe the casserole like that. Oh, look, I can never do it without making a mess. And we've got a little parsley here. So let's put on some parsley like that. And we'll put some on a dish. Yeah, we could always put some peppers on there, chili peppers. Let's move that. So, as I was saying, it is quite an elegant dish. So, use a nice china plate if you've got one. And I love this dish. It's one of my favourite. A little on a plate with some nice cauliflower. Let's get some nice crinkly bits of cauliflower. There we are. Woohoo, look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, it looks a little bit anemic. So let's just cheer it up. Yeah, we won't eat that, but it looks pretty. And just a little bit of parsley. Like that. And we'll clean the plate. Serve it with some naan bread. And you've got a feast fit for a king. Very quick, very easy to make, looks elegant. And thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again next week. So we'll go out with Jabor. 20 bucks. And on the line for 20 bucks.